Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today's video I'm going to be playing with the new Electrip palette from Melt Cosmetics. So this is this year's 420 palette. They normally do a palette for 420, the date and the holiday. But this year they did psychedelic themed and I really like the color story. And so I did buy this on launch day. It did come last week, but I injured my neck last week and couldn't do anything. So I'm finally sitting down to play with this now. I have tried a couple shadows and swatched some things, but finally gonna actually sit down and do some looks. I also got the new palette from Trixie Cosmetics, which came a couple days ago. This is the Extravaganza palette, which is a collaboration with Laganja Estranja, the drag queen. And also really excited to use this. I will probably film with this tomorrow. But I did want to play with this today. I was just in the mood for this more. And also, I believe they're still doing 30% off site-wide with the code that they launched with this for, I think, through the end of this week. So I wanted to get this video up quickly in case anybody was still interested in trying to get it at a discount. And if you're new here, welcome. My name is Colin. I'm a non-binary Latinx scientist, and I definitely have a particular interest in indie makeup and high-end makeup, and I tend to take a pretty analytical approach to my reviews and my collection as a whole, and I have new content every week, so I'd love to have you subscribe. Okay, so before I start, my makeup is like a quick thrown together base, kind of a go-to light base that I do frequently. I am wearing one of the new Rare Beauty lip oils. I got the shade Joy, and the shade Honesty is on its way still, but so far really liking this. This is the second time I've worn it. And then for blush, I wanted to throw on some Melt products as well. So I have the cream blush lights in Sandy Cheeks and Lynx. So I have Sandy Cheeks as my blush, and Lynx as kind of a blush topper highlighter. So everything else will be listed in the description box, but I did want to mention that. I'm really excited to use this palette. I thought about changing into something else, but I did not. This is just the hoodie. It's my Keith Haring hoodie that I've been wearing for most of the day, and I do not feel like changing. So this palette, this is one of Melt's normal size palettes. So they retail for like $58. I did get it 30% off with the code Magic Mush, which is the code they posted with launch. I do think it was interesting to have a 30% off code on launch day, but I'm really happy about that. That is what pushed me to buy it on launch versus waiting for a sale. And I really wanted to pick up some more eyeliners and some other stuff because I really love those, but I just stuck with this. But this is the outer packaging. It's really pretty. It's textured. I really like it. And then the palette itself looks a little different. Still textured, and it's that like where you can see it moves a little bit, like, or the optical illusion of movement as it moves. I also think it's interesting that they did psychedelics instead of a weed themed palette like they normally do. I guess there's only so many green weed themed palettes you can really do before you need to branch out. So when I saw that it was going to be psychedelic theme, I was really excited and was like, oh, okay, I think I'm going to want that. Then I saw the color story and I really, really like it. So I grabbed it right away. So the inside is the standard Melt formula or format. Really do like this. I like that it's a warm and kind of cool mix. It's kind of like their version of Zendo from Natasha Denona. I really love that palette too. Like none of the shades are really exact. They both have a peach, but that's really about it. But the like blue, green, red, peach, gold combo is very similar, and I really like that kind of color story. I have played around with this a little bit, and I'm trying to decide what I want to do. I think I'm going to do multiple looks. My husband's getting his hair cut, so I have like an hour or so, hopefully that's enough time. Because I want to play with as many shades as possible, and I don't have a lot of time right now to film. I did get a new job finally, and I start that next week. So filming schedule is going to be kind of out of whack. Hopefully I'll be able to film a bunch on Monday, a couple things on Monday as well, and maybe tomorrow. But yeah, my weeks are going to be, I'll have more stuff, so it's going to be a little hard to figure that out. I'm also really sad I didn't have time to paint my nails. They were chipped and horrible, so I removed it and it feels weird to not have polish on. And I just got this new one called Geek Chic from Essie that looks really pretty. It's like holographic silver with like pink, gold, and green in it. Looks really cool, so I'm really excited to try this out. I don't think I'm going to do swatches of the whole palette. There are other videos out already with that. And you'll see how they perform on my eyes. I might swatch a few shades, but I have tried a couple shades and they seem to work well. I don't think the shades don't seem as instant pigment as Melt normally does, but they do seem to build to the same pigment, so I'm still happy with that. So you've got this warm area over here, you've got some browns. I really like this far out shade, and then you've got the blues and greens. So I might do a look here, we'll see. Saturn is definitely a topper, so I know a lot of people don't like toppers, especially Melt's toppers, but it is a really pretty shade. It's just kind of that wash of peachy sparkle. But it is not an opaque shimmer. So like if I swatch it a little bit there and swatch this one, it's much thinner, much less creamy. I'm wearing long sleeves, so I can't swatch on my arm very well, but you can see it's just sparkly topper. And then the copper shade is an actual shimmer and really metallic and really pretty. And there's like a gold flip to it. I really like it. And I do like these kind of toppery shades, especially like just over a matte or just by themselves. So I'm not mad that there's a topper there, but I know some people don't like those. Actually, while I'm here, I'll just swatch some of the other shades. So let's swatch the peach far out. And then I want to swatch the blues. So the peach matte is really nice. So not the best swatch, but it's also the back of my hand. Far out is a really beautiful shade. It's the shade I'll probably use the most. It's like brown bronze. It's like a brownie bronze shade, but there's definitely some green in there and some like peachy gold sparkles. Really pretty. And then let's try these blues. It's really pretty. And then this blue is the light blue is definitely a little thinner. It's not a topper like this one, but it's definitely a little thinner. And then let's try the green. Okay, the green is a little more standard shimmer. So I would say there's like, you know, the matte formula, the topper formula, the standard shimmers, and then this one's kind of a thinner shimmer. So I'm gonna wipe off my hands real quick and then let's start playing. Okay, I think I wanna try the blues first. I might finish like one final third look with the brown kind of tones just because that's probably what I wanna wear the rest of the afternoon. But I do wanna try the blues and see how they perform because blues are known to be hard to formulate. And I do have a new primer. So one of my Sephora sale order items was the Nars eyeshadow primer because my Urban Decay is almost dead. And I've heard good things about this, and Lisa Eldridge also said it was her favorite, so I was like, sure, it's back in stock, let's give it a try. So I'm gonna put a little bit of this on and then go in to the blue shades. Interesting how big the handle and the applicator is. Like, it's proportionate, you know, product versus handle, but I don't feel like it necessarily needs to be. But so I might also use the Urban Decay primer on one eye just to see if there's a difference, but I'll keep playing with this off camera, obviously. The new job that I got is not from home. I actually have to go to an office every day. So I'm gonna actually be forced to get up and do my makeup and stuff before I leave every day. So I will actually be playing with things a lot more. Okay, so I'm gonna grab a rougher one brush. It's already stained blue, so I need to wash it anyway. And I'm gonna pick up the Pseudo shade here, which is the blue matte, and I wanna just see how it performs. So it picks up really nicely. And I'm gonna tap that out here. Oh, that's really pretty. That's a really pretty blue. I'm mean, blue is my favorite eyeshadow color, so. And if you're ever worried about blending out of blue, you can always use like what you use to set your face to blend the edges, or you can always start with like the peachy shade and try to blend the blue into it. Like use that peach shade as your transition. But this is one dip into the blue, so this is really nice. It's blending out really beautifully. The only shade that I'm not really excited for is the Strawberry Fields one. I like Melt's reds, especially like they're dark reds, but I don't really wear bright reds or red that much in general, so. Blended out really nicely. That's just a nice one and done base. I could deepen up the outer edge with the Reefer shade, but I think I'm just gonna go in with shimmers and see how they perform, because this one's pretty dark, so that's gonna add some depth anyway. Just trying to find, I have multiple of these brushes and for some reason I couldn't find any of them. So I'm gonna go into Galactic Love, which is the dark blue, and I'm gonna put that on like the middle to outer part of my eye just to see how it works. I'm gonna go kind of monochromatic, which is not normal for me, but we'll see how. Oh, that's really pretty. So I did use this the other day as kind of a wing, but you know, you don't really get much of the color that way. It just added a nice little bit of blue. Like depth and blue. That's really pretty though. It's working well with the brush. I know people don't really like Melt shimmers. I've never had too much of an issue with them. It's really sparkly too. It's got a lot of light blue sparkle in it. It's a really, really pretty blue. And you could pair it with the peach shade too. I really like blue and peach together, like the peach matte. And then you can see as I blend it over this way, I'm getting less of the dark blue base and more of just the light blue sparkle, and it's really pretty. And the edges blended really nicely without trying into the matte, so I'm really happy. And then using the same brush, I'm just gonna pick up Blue Heaven, which is the light blue, and just wanna see how that works kind of on the inner corner and inner part of the lid. Okay, that is more pigmented than it looked like it would be at the swatch. That's really beautiful. It's the same color as the light blue sparkle in this one, so they're gonna meld together really nicely. I don't have anything planned. I'm just playing at this point. Actually, let's see. I'm gonna grab a fluffy brush. I'm gonna pick up a little bit of the peach shade. And I'm just going to dust that right here. So you can kind of see the peach against the blue. We did a peach eye contour. That's really pretty though. I can't stop looking at the blue shimmers. Okay. Also the lip oil is fully like worn down to just the tint. Really like this color as a tint. I also got a couple of the Rare Beauty blushes. I already had the terracotta shade, but I just bought the Joy shade that I have wanted forever because I thought the two would pair nicely for summer. And then I got the new like peachy beige shade. I thought that would be a nice like everyday kind of color. I really like that. I'm gonna pick up a little bit of the green too. It's the shade Magic Mush for Magic Mushrooms, if you didn't know. I'm gonna put a little bit on the inner corner for a little bit of a pop. Okay, I really like that. So I think I'm just gonna end look one there. I'm not gonna put anything on my lower lash line. Maybe a little bit of Reefer the brown, but that's it. I don't wanna close my eye off too much. I wanna leave it colorful and lifted. So I think I'm gonna leave it there. Really like that. And then I think on this side, I'm gonna kind of do what Laura did in one of her lives where she used the peach shade and the green. I wanna see how those two look together. So I'm gonna pick up the peach shade on that same fluffy brush, tap off the excess, and put that on. Also, so far, really liking the Nars primer. It's working really well. I will definitely, this is the first time using it, so I'll definitely have to see how it wears over the day. I think I'm gonna do a wear test soon where I do the same look on either eye, but I use this on one side and the Urban Decay on the other. And like that way I can do like an actual side-by-side comparison on how they perform, how they wear, and I'll keep you posted on all of that. But for now, I just wanted to try it out. So I'm gonna pick up the peach shade on that same fluffy brush, tap off the excess, and I'm gonna just kind of lightly run that through my crease. So I'm getting a nice wash of the peach. It's pigmented and bright, but not like overly intense. And it's blending out really nicely. And then I'm taking a tiny bit more on the same brush and I'm tapping it right here and just kind of making there a little bit more depth on the outer part of my crease, just to kind of mimic that shadow. I could add the brown or the red or something if I wanted a little more depth. I don't really want to use the red today. Really like this peach. This is a pretty peach. So far, I'm loving this palette. And I'm gonna pick up the green shade on another Rougher 21 brush. Obviously, you can use these wet, you can use glitter glue, you can use your finger, but I just really like this brush, and I'm gonna put it all over the lid. I might use my finger just to see if it makes it more impactful, but it's pretty impactful as is. I think this is gonna be a really good summer palette. I think this and the kimchi or the Trixie one are gonna be really good summer palettes. This is really pretty. I like this green a lot. It's very similar to the new Colfi just released some cream shadows, and they have a green that's this same color that I kind of want to try. It's in stock. The bronze shade is out of stock. I almost bought them, but I was trying not to spend too much during the Sephora sale. It was mostly like sunscreen and skincare, like things that I just need. And then I bought a couple things, like I needed a new eye primer, and then I bought a couple of the lip oils from Rare Beauty, a couple of the blushes, and an eyeliner. I think that's it. The only things that I really want to buy are, I really want the new Byredo palette. Really want the new Byredo palette. Tempted to buy it for myself as a celebration of getting the new job, but I haven't gotten paid from it yet, so maybe. And then I want the new Pat Quad. I know it's boring, but it looks really pretty. Okay, I really like that. I think I'm just gonna leave it simple and maybe just add some liner. So I'm gonna go off camera and add some mascara and liner, and I'll be right back. Actually, never mind, I'm not gonna use eyeliner. I was gonna put some eyeliner on, but eyeliner is kind of a pain to wash off, and I do wanna try a cohesive look. So I'm gonna use the shade Reefer as eyeliner for these, so it's just a little easier to wash off. So I'm just using my rougher liner brush. It's really tiny. And I'm just gonna do shadow liner, just to add a little bit of depth on the lash line. I think when you're doing something really bright, it's nice to have tight line or something to help your lashes really pop. And I think it just makes a really bright look cohesive. Okay, so that worked really well as a shadow liner. I'll do it on the other side too. I like this because I can kind of drag the line, like the shadow line or the liner, but I can also just stamp where I want, and it's very precise. Which, by the way, Refer is having a sale right now. I think everything is 40% off. So I might grab a couple things that I want another of, but that is just a heads up. Okay, So now for a little bit of mascara, just to see how the final looks look. Okay, so I added mascara and just a little bit of my Ismay mascara, and I really like both of these looks. This is very summery, very easy to do. I think I'll probably wear this look again in the summer. And then I had to do the blues. Really like the quality of these. And then you could do things like this copper shade would look really beautiful with, you know, the red and the peach. It would also look really nice with the brown or against the blue matte. The contrast of the blue matte with the copper orange shimmer would look really pretty. So I'm excited to use this more. So I think I'm going to go wash this off. So I think I'm gonna go wash this off. Even though I love both these looks, I don't really wanna have two wildly different eye looks while I go to the grocery store and cook dinner and stuff. So I'm going to come back and do a more simple look with that Far Out shade. So I will be right back. Okay, so I'm back and I wiped off the previous two looks. Didn't take off my mascara. The benefit of not wrapping it all the way around my eyes was pretty easy to remove and just touch up my concealer. So I'm gonna do a quick everyday look, kind of what I did the other day when I tried it out on one eye before I showered. Because I had a pinched nerve on my neck, I couldn't really do anything for like a week, and as it was starting to feel better and I was on a bunch of medications, I was like, I'm gonna play with one eye before I take a bath and a shower. But I'm gonna start out with the Far Out shade and put that all over my lid and then go from there. So I just put some more of the Nars primer down and I'm just picking up Far Out on another rougher brush. And it picked up a hair or something too. My best friend's dog was up here yesterday and she, unlike Bean, does shed. So there's June hair all over me. Her name, the dog's name is June. So I'm just gonna place that on the lid. I like that there's a more neutral shade in here. It's so pretty though. It's not boring though for being a neutral. There's definitely like some dimension to it. Also, I had no fallout before. I have a little dot right here of something from my mascara as I cleaned things, but it's like bronze, but there's definitely some green and some peach to it. It's really pretty. Kind of like some of Nomad shimmers where they're not necessarily a duochrome with a shift, but there is something special and some other shades, colors in there that make it just more dimensional, more interesting. Really smooth, really pretty. It's going on really nicely. I'm gonna do that on the other side real quick. And I really like this brush in particular for these kind of looks. I might buy another one or two of them because I also really love the Refer Moisturizer, so I'm gonna buy a backup of that. But I might buy one or two of these just because they're really, really thin. They pick up and put shimmers down really beautifully without being too fluffy. I've talked about this on my channel before, but a lot of the time I'll see people put shimmers down with this. This is a Sigma medium sweeper, E54, but you can really see the difference here. So a Pat McGrath shimmer that I'm gonna put as a one and done and I wanna blend the edges for, I will use something like this because I can blend the edges really well. But this is gonna fluff. It's got fluffiness at the end, so it's gonna flick shadow around. And if you're someone that's worried about fallout, or you don't want your shimmer going all over or blending, it's just going to cause an issue because the fibers aren't densely packed. This has really thin, densely packed hair. I mean, it's natural hair, but it's really densely packed, so it's going to place the shadow really nicely and smoothly without kicking up shadow everywhere. Really like that. I mean, I could basically just do that. But I do want to pick up can't I find the brush I want? There it is. I don't have that many brushes. Like, this is all of my eye brushes. And I still struggle. Actually, there's some highlighter brushes in here too. I still struggle to find the one I want half the time. And then I'm gonna pick up a little bit of Reefer on this pencil brush, and I'm gonna place that right here on the outer edge. Actually, instead of that, I'm gonna pick up a little fluffy brush. This is a 13 from Reefer. And I'm gonna place that here and then kind of blend over the edge of the shimmer. Okay, that looks really nice. Actually, let's try it with a rougher one. That's a little fluffier. I wanna see how diffused that dark brown can be. Okay, that looks really nice. It's added some definition to the crease along the shimmer, but it's not overly smoky. It doesn't look like I took like a dark charcoal all over, or dark, dark, dark brown. So I'm gonna do the same on the other side. I'll pack a little bit right there. And then I'm going to smooth the edges of the shimmer. They're not identical because the shimmer got a little bit higher up into my crease on the side, but like, I don't really care. And you could easily, you know, add the green as an inner corner pop. You could use a smudgy brush, pick up a little bit of the dark blue, and use the dark blue as kind of a liner. I mean, I could use a liner brush or a pencil brush for this too, but see, it doesn't really make the look blue, but it does add a little bit of something. And then I'll take a little bit of Magic Mush again and just put it right here. Just that little bit of green. So, could have been a really easy one and done look, but couldn't help myself. Okay, I really like that. And actually, I could have used this brush with the blue. So, even though it's really flat, you can kind of swipe it. And then that way. This is just a really good brush. I might have to pick up another one or two, just because I use it literally every day. Okay, I really like that. And I already have mascara on, so I don't really need to do anything else. Yeah, I like this look a lot. I do need to like touch up my concealer right here where I got a little mascara smudge. But otherwise, I think it looks great. So I'm really happy. I'm gonna wear this look the rest of the day. This video hopefully will go up tomorrow. I have a dentist appointment in the morning, but that's it. So later tonight, tomorrow, I should be able to edit this. So I'm really excited. I think all of the shades have worked really well. I did use this the other day as just a topper. And I think it's pretty if you like that kind of shade where you just like put a light wash of sparkle on your lid. I did that. And this is a nice red. It is a little more pink red, but it's not like a dark, dark red like some of their others. And it's not an exact red. It's a little more on that bright pink. It's a little more bright than the like really vibrant true red that was in the what was the name of the holiday palettes with the sugar skulls? Forgetting the actual name of that collection. Amore Eterno. It's not the same as that. Okay, so I'm really happy with this. I can definitely see now that it's kind of settled on and melted into my skin. The green sparkle in far out is a little more noticeable. I hope that's coming across on camera. In my monitor / laptop, I can see the green, so hopefully you can. Really, really pretty. Really happy with this palette. I would not have been mad if I paid the full $58 for this. But 30% off, I think this is a great deal. And if you like Melt's formula, I think you'll like this. Yeah, I think this is a great palette. I'm really excited I got this. I'll keep using it off camera, like I said, wear it to work and stuff. And then at the end of the month, beginning of next month, I'll give you an update. And I'll try it with my Urban Decay primer so that you'll know. I think there's a tractor outside. I think they're starting to come back for more construction. So I've got to wrap up. And I will try to film, as long as they're not too loud outside tomorrow. Yeah, there's a tractor thing out there. As long as they're not too loud tomorrow, I will try to film with this as well. So that video should be up like this weekend or something. So let me know what you think in the comments below. The palette, did you pick it up? Are you planning on it? What did you think of the 3 looks? I'd love to hear your thoughts. As always, thank you so much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video.